future generations will continue to come here to be inspired by the heroic actions of 40 ordinary people. I begin today with a special welcome to the thousands of students joining us virtually from across the country and the world as part of our Teach to Remember 9/11, a National Day of Learning. We thank the next generation and their teachers, representing 29 states across our nation, to include Hawaii, and ranging from middle schools, high schools, and 15 colleges, 238 schools in all, who are embracing our ceremony at this very moment this morning. In addition to schools here in the United States, also participating are students from Canada, Romania, and Ghana. We welcome all of you and thank you for allowing us to bring this beautiful ceremony and the spirit of the 40 heroes to your classroom. Good morning. My name is Stephen Clark, and for the past 10 years, I have had the honor of serving as the superintendent of the National Parks of Western Pennsylvania, which includes this special place. On behalf of the National Park Service, I extend a warm welcome to all of you joining us today, both virtually and in person at Flight 93 National Memorial. The National Park Service cares for some of our nation's most significant places. This hallowed ground behind me, the final resting place of the passengers and crew members of Flight 93, is one such place. Here, brave men and women made history and shaped our future. Those individuals made a collective decision that changed our world forever 24 years ago this morning. Their decision to fight back against the terrorists who had hijacked their plane saved an untold number of lives and preserved the U.S. Capitol, the symbol and center of our democracy. We honor their actions as a truly heroic display of unity, courage, and defiance in the face of tremendous adversity. As we pause to reflect on the events of 24 years ago this morning, let us begin this moment with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise as you are able and join us in reciting the pledge. Leading us this morning are Flight 93 ambassadors.
Flag of the United States of America,
Pat and Ron, Mr. and Mrs. Ryanbold, as I like to refer, years of dedicated service to this special place. I would both past and present for their unwavering commitment friends, partners, elected officials here with us this morning, as well as members of to a delegation of senior officials from the countries of Canada and the United Kingdom. Seeing the story of Flight reignites our daily commitment to always remember and with heartfelt warmth, we welcome of Flight 93. We are honored that you are for your ongoing support to this memorial, its partners, for this special place. You have seen us ways. In the spring, as wildflowers and we are privileged, truly privileged, ladies and gentlemen, loved ones at their final resting place. To share their story with the world embodies the very honor 40 individuals, most of them strangers to one another. It is with the spirit of their collective action that the National Park community members to ensure that the 40 members whose names are inscribed and that this new generation and those that follow attack on our nation brought forth an inspiring show of courage. Confronted by an unprecedented situation, united to face that challenge. It is our duty to meet our own challenges with the same spirit of strength demonstrated by the 40 heroes that morning. Rising initiated the first phase of a public-private campaign. This multi-year project seeks to revitalize the near groves and the Alley Trail with the tremendous landscape preservation, experts from Cornell University, of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry, we 40 heroes will remain here growing strong. And these prestigious institutions for their expertise through to completion. We also extend our deepest gratitude 93, led by Executive Director Donna Gibson. Project, the Friends Organization, and their Board of Directors we thank the entire Friends Organization for their passionate and resilient mission. Helping to honor the 40 Scott Egerud. For many years, Scott provided he and the staff at the Department of the Interior's MRE for short, supported the decade-long effort to reforest joined by family members who have made their journey here from across their loved one. Joining Scott for 12 years, Chet, a now retired reclamation specialist, a volunteer and team leader in our reforestation of Green Forests Work, a nonprofit organization name is read this morning, Chet and Michael will ring the bells of Flight 93. Through the guidance and dedication of 800 volunteers, planted over 152,000 collected acres of the memorial. Collectively, gratitude to the entire reforestation team OSMRE Director, Mr. Tom Show. We thank their participation in today's ceremony and for their dedication living tribute to the passengers and crew members of Flight 93. Bring support of the many bureaus and offices that make up. We thank the leaders of this organization, including Deputy Secretary who, in the spirit of the passengers and crew members of Flight heroes' names, followed by the beautiful bells of remembrance. On this very morning, 24 years ago. Lives of so many.
Mark Kendall Bingham.
Sandy Waugh Bradshaw. Joseph Cashman.
My sister, Georgine Rose Corrigan Marisay.
Patricia Cushing.
wonderful son, brother, father, and superior pilot, my cousin, Captain Jason M. Dahl.
Joseph DeLuca. Patrick Joseph Driscoll. Edward Porter Felt. Jane C. Folger. Colleen L. Fraser. Andrew Sonny Garcia. Jeremy Logan Gilk. Kristen Osterholm White Gould.
Lauren
my sister, Wanda Anita Green.
Donald Freeman Green. Linda Grant. Richard J. Wadagno. CC Ross Lyles.
morning. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the heroes of Flight 93 as a group, as we have just lifted them up individually. Thank you. Approximately 23 years ago, a collaborative group of stakeholders, including local community members, first responders, government officials, and representatives from the Flight 93 families, gathered to discuss erecting a memorial to honor the 40 individuals who heroically fought against terrorists to prevent further loss of life. Our deliberations centered on creating a lasting tribute that would honor both their immediate sacrifice and as an enduring legacy of these courageous individuals. We extend our gratitude to Paul Murdoch for bringing our vision and our mission to fruition. What was once a common field is now a field of honor. It is our privilege to continue moving forward to preserve and nurture this hallowed place, hallowed not by us, but by the lives of your loved ones. When Adam Schaefer invited me to return and speak, I earnestly accepted the opportunity to continue in that mission and to further establish the vision of this field as a place of healing. Looking back, we might think that the healing began with the excavation and the repair of the land at the crash site. But even that beginning had a deeper intent, that what we would ultimately accomplish would be to transform minds and to mend, to heal broken hearts and broken spirits. You see, from the memorial grove of trees with its sense of a diverse unity to the diverse species of wildflowers that grow and change from spring to fall in the fields behind us, from the small but noticeable changes to the landscape here, which we refer to as the bowl, which I've always envisioned as hands cupped to embrace all who enter, to this memorial wall with its design, signifying again the connectedness of individuals. The wall continues to bring many people together as a family. The vision is one of bringing us face to face with the acknowledgement that life, true life, is experienced in this place. So I ask you to join with me in a moment of silence, a moment of reflection. Holy God, we ask that you would be with us. We invoke your presence upon us. Each and every time we gather wishing to learn more about ourselves. Comfort us as we espouse the ideal that hope lives within each of us. Be with our families as they continue to mourn even after many years, because loss is always loss. the wall that continues to bring us together is separated by little gaps between each of the names. It's designed that way by Paul to remind us that these are individuals, but the wall as a whole represents the unity of their decision. So, Holy One, we seek your guidance. We seek inspiration, knowledge, and hope. We seek your guidance as we persist in our efforts to affirm that life always triumphs, that life continues even amid heinous terrorist acts. And we humbly gather here with the hope that our lives may change as well. Small changes, but changes nonetheless. Be with us then as we continue throughout this day, throughout this ceremony. Comfort us and confront us. The philosopher John Stuart Mill once said, I won't quote, I don't know his exact words, but it went something on this order. Evil needs nothing more to succeed than this: that good people would look on and do nothing. Indeed, it would be difficult to call that person good who fails to, at that very least, protest when evil is witnessed. So, Holy One, comfort and confront us. Provoke us to action when we see the wrong. Thank you all.
Thank you, Reverend Way. It was absolutely beautiful. The 40 brave men and women aboard Flight 93 were among other heroes to emerge on that tragic day. One does not have to look far to inspiring stories of tremendous strength and resiliency in the face of terror. Future generations learning about the events of September 11th can find countless examples here at Flight 93 National Memorial, in New York, and at the Pentagon of ordinary people who willingly risked their own lives in an effort to help and save others. Their actions on that morning and the days that followed represent the very best of humanity, and we are forever grateful for their acts of courage. We remember them and the 2,977 individuals whose lives were lost at the World Trade Center and at the Pentagon that day. The men and women at Flight 93 National Memorial are honored to work side by side with many individuals and groups to ensure that they are never forgotten. I wish to highlight several of those neighboring organizations this morning. Patriot Park honors the 7,072 American service members who gave their lives in the global war on terror. While the Remember Me Rose Garden, a beautiful living tribute to the passengers and crew members of Flight 93, furthers our collective efforts to honor the 40 heroes. A visit to these sites provides additional opportunities for visitors to Flight 93 National Memorial to pay tribute to America's heroes. And finally, the September 11th National Memorial Trail. Founded by David Brickley, who is joining us this morning, this trail, ladies and gentlemen, this trail brings walkers, runners, and cyclists to this site as part of a 1,500-mile system which connects the three 9/11 attack sites. We thank David and all of our partners for their efforts in developing new ways to pay tribute to those lost in the terrorist attacks of September 11th. We thank these proud and patriotic organizations and local businesses who go above and beyond year-round at the memorial. Individuals like local business owner Danny Dively have exhibited tremendous pride and craftsmanship across the memorial and are greatly appreciated by staff, volunteers, and visitors. Danny and his wife Annie are joining us this morning for this very special ceremony, and for that, we are grateful. The dedicated work of so many ensures that the legacy of September 11th is carried on to the next generation forever. This includes the essential support of countless external partners such as the Pennsylvania State Police and other law enforcement agencies, the Somerset County Emergency Management Agency, state and local emergency medical services, the American Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and the National Weather Service. Beautiful memorial observance. We are continuing they can to honor and remember the 40 heroes. At the conclusion of our observance this morning, I invite the wreath laying ceremony. Members of the Somerset Regional and provide a salute for family members as they enter. First responders to the crash of Flight 93. And we remember the 441 that morning. I further express our appreciation and around the world for their sacrifice and dedicated responders stand side by side with the men and women of our military. We owe our servicemen and women and their families sacrifices they have made to save lives and preserve. With respect, I would like to thank the men and women now serving. Joining us this morning is the Secretary of Veterans Affairs. For joining us this morning on this sacred ground. I thank the sailors and officers joining us today from the USS Somerset, based out of San Diego, Pennsylvania. The USS Somerset represents the heroic action as this vessel's and others like her sacrificing courage in response to overwhelming as we when the events of September 11th have passed from living have passed from living memory, created through the tireless efforts of so many of Flight 93. As life continues to, so does our hope that future generations will learn and be inspired to act with the same unity and courage, forever. Thank you.